Hello and welcome to another episode of Sicker Than Most. I'm your host, Steve, and today I have a mutual friend on the show. If you guys remember the episode with Ronnie, probably like 5 or 6 episodes ago, Ronnie's a good friend of mine, co-worker, and he told me about his buddy out here in Santa Cruz. So I said, I'm down. As soon as he said that he needs to be on the show, I was like, all right, it's a wrap, because you guys know Ronnie. He's an incredible dude. And if he says someone needs to be on the podcast, best believe I'm gonna make sure it happens. So my buddy Javance is on the show here today.
Thanks for having me, bro.
He's an artist, he's a poet, and he's got an incredible story, and he's gonna share it with you guys today. Follow him on Instagram. I shouted him out on the Sicker Than Most page.
Sabali. 1986, you feel me?
There it is.
That's your boy.
And he's got a lot of great content up on there. He does public speaking. He works here in Santa Cruz with the Resource Center for Nonviolence.
Yeah, right here on Ocean Street, Natural Resource Center for Nonviolence. We do a lot of stuff up here, man, helping the homeless, you know what I mean, working with people in recovery and stuff. Putting together art shows, open mics or whatever, man. So y'all come check it out. I'm working with Drew Glover, one of the city councilmen out here in Santa Cruz. So shout out to him, man, for making this possible. You know what I mean? He helped with the community. I'm out here trying to do a lot of stuff, man, with I got my foot in everything, man. So it's a blessing to be on this podcast today, man, and just, sharing my story and letting everybody know, what's going on with these drugs and alcohol, how this shit is killing us, you know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is terrible, man, you feel me? I've been in Santa Cruz for 5 months now, you know what I'm saying? And it's just, it's terrible, you feel me? Like, it's 8 people that died in the last 5 months from overdosing, you know what I mean, on fentanyl and different type of drugs, you feel me? But most of that shit is, like, based around fentanyl, you know what I mean? Motherfuckers ain't out here, they don't even know what the hell they buying, you feel me? Yeah. These kids out here buying fucking Xannies, and they don't even like popping the regular Xannies. They want the ones with fentanyl cut. Like, man, what the fuck is going on? You feel me?
Yeah, it's crazy. We lost the past 2 years. We lost, what is it, three rappers now to fentanyl?
Yeah, man, that shit is sad, dude. Yeah. You feel me?
And it keeps on growing too. Plus, like, it's just a reflection of what's going on in the streets too. I know, kind of calmed down recently for me, but back when I first got sober, it was like every 3 or 4 months I'd hear of one of my old using buddies passing away because of fentanyl. Yeah. And I was like, damn, like, it literally, like, I didn't hear about it too much when I was using, but it was crazy. The moment I got sober, it was like all of a sudden, homeboy's dead.
Hell yeah, bro. I think I'm blessed, bro, because, like, I remember when that shit made it to Fresno, you feel me? Like, I remember coming out to Santa Cruz, and then, like, I was a coke snorter, you feel me? But anyway, like, after I got out here, it was like 3 or 4 people who had died from, like, using cocaine that was cutting with fentanyl. And you feel me? I was using. So I'm like, damn, I must have made it out just right in time, because, you know what I mean? Like, shit, that could have been me, man.
It could have.
You know what I'm saying? And that shit is sad, bro. So,
yeah. You're by the grace of God.
Yeah, straight up, by the grace of God. Straight
up. So how did your story begin? I know, like we were talking about earlier, you have a lot of mutual friends, obviously Ronnie.
Yeah.
Shout out Ronnie.
Yeah,
shout out Scotty.
Scotty, you feel me? Like, you know what I mean? We used to all, we used to hang out with each other or whatever out in Fresno. I'm from the west side of Fresno, you feel me? So they was all out, like, in the good part of Fresno. You from the north, you know what I mean? Out there, Herndon and shit, you know what I mean? Clovis. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, but we used to go out there and just kick it, you feel me? Because they had all the chicks, you know what I mean? It was all the money out there. So we used to just go out there and just, you know what I mean, hang out with all the, people on that side of the town. You feel me? To get out the west side, you feel me? Or get off the east side, you feel me? Because shit, where we was at, it wasn't nothing over there except people getting popped, you know what I'm saying? A whole bunch of drugs, you know what I'm saying? It was a whole bunch of pimping and hustling and prostitution. It was all type of stuff that was going on, like, in my era growing up, you feel me? So, yeah, man, how my story started, you feel me, was just like every other dude, you feel me, smoking weed, you feel me, high school smoking weed, you know what I'm saying? And that I used to always say that, like, I was always scared of drugs. I was the dude that, you feel me, we used to be talking about the homies and shit, like, man, y'all motherfuckers stupid in the motherfucker, y'all out there snorting that shit and popping them pills, like, y'all niggas gonna die, all this type of shit, right? Right. So they was like, I was brought up to, like, you feel me, drugs is bad. You feel me? And I was scared of drugs. You feel me? Like, you know what I mean? I used to, like, pay attention in class when Derek came, and you feel me? They used to be telling us, like, You know what I mean? Like showing us pictures and shit of what happened. So you feel me? I'm already knowing I'm gonna die if I do some drugs. You feel me?
Did you ever at any point when you were sitting in the DARE presentations, did you ever like look at like when they would do a presentation on like ecstasy or whatever? Did you ever or coke and they explain like the side effects?
Fuck no, bro.
Did you ever be like, oh that sounds fun?
No, fuck no, bro.
Never. It was like completely
that shit didn't look fun to me, bro. Like, when they used to bringing pictures and shit in there, showing us like the effects of cocaine, effects. I mean, they was bringing all type of shit in, and like how I feel about the DARE program nowadays, like that shit was ineffective. You feel me?
Yeah.
Because I mean, just being real, like like I feel like it should have been way more done with that program to help kids. You feel me? And like even today, I don't even know that shit's still going on. But like in my era, I don't believe that shit was effective. You feel me? Like I grew up on the West Side. You feel me? They teach us a little bit about drugs or whatever. But you don't really learn about drugs within the school anyway. Like you go home and your parents tell you about drugs and all this type of shit, or you better not do that, I'm gonna whoop your ass. You feel me? Papa telling me y'all better not, you know what I mean? Shit like that. So you know what I mean? All that shit was out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, I grew up like my pops. I love my pops, man. He got 5 years sober now, but he was an addict. You feel me? Like, and so like I didn't growing up. I didn't really understand, like what was going on. You feel me? Like I didn't see him that much or whatever. But as I got older, I started to realize, and like, oh, it was probably just because of drugs. You feel me? Once I figured out what drugs do to you, it, just like it did me, it take me away from everything around me. It take me away from my family. You know what I'm saying? It took me away from anything that was good. It took it away from me. You feel me? So I looked at that in the era. I mean, I looked at that as like, okay, well, Pops wasn't around, but it was just because of drugs. So as soon as I figured out what it was the cause of it, you know what I mean? I had to forgive my dad. You feel me? Because I know how drugs do me.
Right.
You know what I mean? It take everything for me. So you know what I mean? So.
Well, when you went from the DARE program, right, and seeing like, oh, that drugs are bad, and then you hear at home, oh, drugs are bad, and then going to the time where you actually first like get fucked up, was it like a mood change because you think that, oh, if you get high once, you're gonna turn into that like picture of that crazy cracked out lady that they show you in DARE, but then when you do a line, like nothing happens, you feel like
the first time I ever got high on cocaine, bro, I was not high. I did a whole bunch of that shit. I did probably like. Shit, I mean, it was. I mean, probably like 2 grams of that shit, but I wasn't hot. You feel me? Like when I did it, I didn't have no effect on it. I was doing pills before that. You feel me? Like I was popping ecstasy. You know what I mean? Mac Dre out, right? Mac Dre days. Me and all the homies. You feel me? Just lost our 2 homies, Pat and Booge. You feel me? Like we was all fucked up. All the homies. You know what I'm saying? We was dealing with that shit behind. I mean, using drugs to like cope with it. When I think about it, you feel me? Like we would start popping E's, and then and it was a sad time, man. You feel me? So we all needed something to like get our heads off, losing our homeboys. My homeboys got in the car accident right after we graduated. You feel me? 2 of them died. You feel me? You know what I mean? And one of them, the one Eric Cruz, rest in peace. You feel me? He shot himself in the head a few years ago, man. And it's, you know what I mean? And that shit is still fucking me to this day. You feel me? Like, man, bro, like. The pain and the hurt behind what these drugs and this alcohol do to people, man, y'all. I'm here right now to like try to give y'all some motherfucking hope. You feel me? Because I done been doing this shit for 13, 14 years, man, and this shit is no motherfucking joke. Like y'all little dudes out there thinking this shit is cool, all this rap shit talking about pills and Xannies and sipping that bow, all that shit, man, that shit ain't nothing, man. Like, if you ain't got no clear mind in your head, you feel me? Like, man, like, come on, man, y'all, I'm telling you, you gonna continue to go down this dark-ass path, man, and that shit is not where you want to be at. I've been doing this shit for 13, 14 years, snorting my motherfucking life away, then lost a whole bunch of shit, you feel me? And, like, I'm just tired, you feel me? I'm tired, man. Like, my last round, you feel me? I'm almost OD, you feel me? And it's like, that shit ain't happened in 12 years, but I ended up in a motherfucking hospital, you feel me? Like, I had to hand my motherfucking grandma 3 ounces of cocaine, like, here, grandma, please get this shit away from me because, you know what I mean, I'm about to kill myself with this shit. I couldn't stop. So I was, man, and to be real, I always tried to sell drugs. I could not even sell drugs, bro, because I like use. I mean, I was using what I was selling. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, that shit wasn't working, bro.
Well, yeah, and about the whole thing about, when drugs become idolized, right, and people don't realize what's really going on.
Man,
I've never when you take a step back from the situation, because I've been there.
Yeah.
Like, you know, as growing up, like in high school, that's what really fueled a lot of my drug use, was seeing that, you know, you see all the rappers and the entertainers and, you know, the industry is like promoting it.
Yeah.
Right. But if you think about it, I've never met one person who was like, yeah, I started fucking with like oxys and shit and Xannies and like my life got better.
Yeah. No,
Like, I've never heard a story like, yeah, I started fucking with pills and then my life got better. I got the wife and I got the cars and I got the house and I got the career. I've never heard anyone say that, where like they started fucking with pills and their life instantaneously got better. Never heard it in my life.
And they probably thought they shit got better for the moment. You feel me? Because you loaded and you feel me, you having
it's
fun.
It's just smoke and mirrors. Like it's all an illusion.
Ain't no fun with dope, man.
You know, the pills, the drugs, and the liquor, it's all going to tell you, you know, it's gonna blind you from reality, so it can keep you in its grasp longer.
It take everything away from you, bro. Like we born, I mean, as humans, man, you feel me? We come in this world as babies, right? And we have all the like I explain it like this: like we got all them emotions, right? You feel me? We got compassion, love, empathy. You feel me? Just all these emotions that we born with, right? The moment you start using drugs, it's the moment. Okay, you think that when you using drugs, you basically taking away all the good shit. I mean, all the bad shit. It's like out of you. You feel me? Like you getting rid of all that shit, but you're not noticing that everything that was good about you. You feel me? The qualities that you have, the values that you have, you start losing the motherfuckers one by one, because drugs don't only take the bad shit, it take the good shit out of you too. You feel me? And then you'll be wondering around like, why the fuck I'm so depressed and I can't feel shit. You wonder why you hurting your family members and why people, everything somebody do to you, you feel hurt about it because you can't feel shit. You so fucking coked up and doped up and all this shit you can't feel. You feel me? Like, people think they happy because they got all this shiny ass gold and shiny ass cars, all this type of shit. But really, like, is you really happy with yourself, man? Because it's like, how can you be happy with yourself if you just like, if you in a depressed ass state, you drinking this drink, you feel me? You drinking both, you Xannies, you feel me? Coke. You don't have no time to like feel nothing, bro.
Right.
You feel me? Like you can't feel shit, man.
Nor do you have any time to process anything too.
You can't process
because
shit.
when good shit happens to you when you're using, like it can't, you may think you're elevating the experience by getting high and and getting drunk over that whatever positive. Maybe you got a new job, or maybe you got a new girl, whatever, or maybe you got married, right? Like you can feel it, but you're not feeling it how it's meant to be felt. Right. So therefore you're getting a false sense of reality from it. Man. And then you're living your life and living your existence in this artificially, this chemically induced reality. And it's crazy to think about, because people can go their entire lives and never realize that they're living in an alternate reality that is based upon this reality that they're living, and I lived and you lived for so long, is based upon the amount of substances in your body, not about.
We want more, bro. We want more. We is not them motherfucking regular addicts, man, that could just snort one motherfucker. I got homies, I got family. You feel me? Whatever. You feel me? That could snort a line. You feel me? Or 2 lines, or snort a whole gram. Put it like that, and then they won't touch that shit for another month, or 2 months, or another weekend. Man, hell no. If I get started right now, I'm not stopping. Like, I'm a motherfucking coke head ass snorting motherfucker, right? Yeah. If I hit one motherfucking bump or key or whatever, I'm on for months on months until I end up back in Santa Cruz. You feel me? In motherfucking rehab. Yeah. You feel me? Shout out to the Cat Recovery. You feel me? That's where I got sober at. You feel me? That place is motherfucking amazing. But when we make it to a motherfucking rehab, anybody who done went to rehab before and you thinking that you not an addict and you in rehab, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something right now. If you make it and you get that seat in rehab, right? And you in there like, I don't think I'm an addict. No. It don't work like that. You was an addict or you're alcoholic. And I'm just being real, you feel me? Because I done been in rehab 3-4 times, you feel me? And like everybody I done seen walk through recovery, man, and them rooms, man, like need to be there. Because the stories that we tell about each other, you feel me, about like our life stories, you feel me, like it's a point of we want more. You feel me? We not the ones who could just take a little bit and then we be cool for another week. We the ones that do that shit and we can't stop. We can't stop until we dead. We can't stop until we in prison or in another motherfucking institution, man. Jail's institution of death, man. That shit is true like a motherfucker. Yep. It's a dumbass saying like all the other sayings, the NAAA and shit. You feel me? But a lot of that shit be true, man. You feel me? So I mean, it's just facts, man. Like, you know what I mean? We got to get this shit right. We got to get off. We got to do our best. So, like, you know, me being on this show right now, trying to share y'all my experience, you feel me? It's like, man, it's hurtful, you feel me? But I'm happy to be doing it because, you feel me? If I can only fucking help one person to get off motherfucking drugs, I don't care, or alcohol, whatever it is, you feel me? I did my part for the day, you feel me? So it's a blessing, man. It's a blessing to be here on this radio, you feel me, on this podcast, man. You know what I mean?
Thank you, man. And so, you know, we mentioned too a little bit about growing up on the West Side and then you know, getting into the drug game. Yeah. What point in your life did you realize that you needed to get help, or was it an outside influence that got you to get into the rooms and get into that first treatment center that first time? What was like the big
thing that happened? Yeah, let me think, man. So first off, like getting in the drug game, like I always try to sell drugs, I really couldn't, man. Like that shit just wasn't for me because everything I was eating. When I started selling weed, I couldn't make no profit because I was smoking too much. When I started trying to sell coke, I was cool. I was making money a little bit, but then after a minute, that shit like turned around because I started snorting that shit. Pills, the same thing. You feel me? All that shit. But you know, to think about what got me in rehab, man, my brother got killed in 2012, right? Like cocaine had been fun to me, man, all the way up until my brother got killed in Frisco. My oldest brother, Blair, rest in peace. You feel me? When my brother got killed, I was already using, right? I was living in Sacramento at the time with my wife, right? So when my brother got killed, I'm like, damn. Then we didn't make it to his funeral, right? Because his mom didn't tell us about the funeral or nothing. Because I guess she was probably mad at my dad or something. I don't fucking know. But we found out on Facebook 2 weeks later that my brother got killed, and they had already had his funeral. So I'm in my addiction. I'm like, okay. When my mom told me, I'm like, hold on. So we missed his funeral. You feel me? Like somebody killed my brother. So the first thing we thinking like, okay, I can't go kill nobody. I can't go knock nobody's head off killing my brother because I don't know what happened, and I can't see my brother get put in the dirt. Oh, bro, you have no idea what kind of shit that did to my head. You feel me? So from that day on point, you feel me? Cocaine was right there for me every step of the way. You feel me? So I started going on a downhill rampage, bro. I was working at the casino, right? And after I get off work, I'm using, and then it was like, man, I didn't know how to cope with the motherfucking feelings of my brother getting killed. You feel me? Like, I didn't have homeboys get killed and all that shit, but ain't nothing like, you feel me, your family member getting took up out this world. So the only thing that was there for me, I felt like, was cocaine. You feel me? Yeah. But I'm not knowing, like I said, it was fun when I started, you know what I'm saying, up until the day my brother got killed. And then it was just smooth on, numbing that shit out. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I didn't know how to control it. You feel me? And then the point F came, you feel me? Me and my wife was into it all the time. You feel me? Like my wife, she a correctional officer, right? Like love her to death. You feel me? Like she been there for me through all this shit. You feel me? And you know, it's fucked up. Just imagine for 1 minute, like, damn, this dude do coke. His wife was a motherfucking police correctional officer.
Yeah,
like, what the fuck?
Was she cool with it?
Fuck no. My wife didn't know shit for hella years, bro. Like, well, she probably knew, but she didn't want to know. But anyway, that's besides the point. I don't even want to get on that shit. But the whole point, you feel me? She didn't know, man. But I finally told her, you feel me? And then it was like shit was already fucking up in my life, you feel me? And then the next thing you know, you feel me? I'm still using. I didn't know nothing about no rehab or nothing, you feel me? Like, I didn't know shit. So finally, I ended up going to Kaiser and Fresno, you feel me, to some little CDRP shit. And then I met this dude named Andrew, you feel me, from Fresno. He was like, yeah, I went to this place called the Camp. It's like a fucking resort. I'm like, a resort? What you mean? Like, it's, you know what I mean? It's cracking up there. So he was
summer camp up in the mountains.
Bruh, yeah. No, it was way more than that, bro. That motherfucker was
smacking. I heard they feed you really good up there, too.
Oh, man, it's this lady named Rosa, bro. She don't work there no more, though. Now they got this fucked up ass cook, but whatever, though. She was fucked up. She's
still shout out Cap.
Yeah,
camp.
Shout out to the camp, man. Every day, all day. I've been going there since 2016, man. You feel me?
And so, like kind of what we talked about earlier in the episode too, about how, you know, our emotions become artificial due to the good or bad. They become artificial because of the substances we're putting in our body.
Yeah.
And you know, so then you lose your brother. Right?
Lost my brother.
And like obviously you were like processing the feeling, or like you were going through those emotions when you lost him. Yeah. But was there like at a point where like when you got sober after that, where those emotions felt like they hit you all over again because you didn't feel them? You didn't feel them legit, like you didn't feel them like actually how they're supposed to be felt. You felt them numbed out for so long.
Yeah. So my brother got killed in 2012, right? So all up until 2000. 2016 when I first went to the camp, right? So when I went to the camp, like I said, I didn't know nothing about it. You know what I mean? I had watched that movie Get Out. You remember that movie Get Out that just came, bruh? So I watched that movie Get Out a day before I went to the camp, right? And you know, shit, I was tripping the fuck out. I'm going way out to the motherfucking woods. You know what I'm saying? Like in the mountains, bro. I'm just being real with you though. I was scared than a motherfucker. You feel me? I don't know where the hell I'm going. I'm like, so anyway.
Oh my god! So you watched Get Out,
Get
like,
Out
right before? Why?
Right before.
Why? Just
I watched
'cause?
it. No, I don't even remember, bro. I don't like watch scary movies, bro. I got enough demons I be dealing with.
That's the worst movie you could go.
Bruh.
You could watch before
Going to rehab in the motherfucking mountains, in the woods. And I was the only motherfucking black dude there out of like 50-something people. So, hell yeah.
I didn't want to say it, but that's what I was thinking.
Bruh,
I was like, oh my god,
man.
dude. I know Santa Cruz is not they're mainly white people.
Yeah, you know what I mean? All of them cool though. Well, not all of them. You got some assholes, some ignorant people out here, but I don't even trip off that shit.
That's
man.
everywhere you go.
That's everywhere you go. You feel me? So anyway, I get to the camp, right? And then I'm sitting down with my counselor. I had my counselor, right? She helped me out so much. I ain't gonna say her name out there or whatever, but she had like started bringing things out of me that I have not even like tried to even like. So much stuff came up in them counseling sessions, right? And I was just broke down. I cried for 2 months, bro, in rehab on everything, bro. I cried for 2 months in that motherfucker, bro, because it was like the things that I thought that I didn't know that I didn't deal with my brother death. I was so coked up I couldn't feel shit. So when I went to rehab, I had time to sober up. It was like, say you got an ice cube that got all them feelings and emotions in it, and then the ice cube the ice cube start thawing out, right? All them fucking emotions coming out of that ice cube. It was like I thawed out finally, bro, and I start feeling fucking everything, bro.
That's a great analogy.
It was crazy, dog. Like I thawed out, and all these emotions came, and I didn't know how to deal with them. You feel me? I'm getting attached to people in the camp, like, you know what I mean, the counselors, the text, because everybody nice to me. You feel me? For years, all I was just destruction. You feel me? Like people talking shit, doing shit. You know what I mean? So I was on the defense about that. You feel me? Until I got there, and then I'm seeing all these people just being nice to me, bro. Like I wasn't used to that shit.
Did it trip you out? Did you think that at one point that they were like, nah, like this is all fake, like, or did it genuinely hit you? Because I know the first time I went to rehab, I felt like it was a little like weird. Like I didn't know what was going on because everyone was so chill and so nice.
Bruh, it was the same thing with me, bro. Like I didn't understand why they was being so nice to me. You feel me? But the people up there at the camp, they like genuinely like give a fuck about you, bro. Like, and I don't care what nobody say, bro. Like them people, man, they love everybody. You feel me? Like the texted counselors, they really was there for me. You feel me? So, when them feelings start coming out, like I said, my counselor, she was just like, she was processing this shit with me. You feel me? So I had the time to like work shit out with my moms. I had time to work with shit with my wife. You feel me? All type of shit. You feel me? That was just in my brother. When that shit came up though, it all came up again, right? So I'm really broke down behind this shit because I'll get mad all over. You feel me? I can really feel this shit now. Like, damn, I ain't dealt with this shit really.
Did it feel like it happened yesterday, or like at the time?
It happened. It felt like it happened the day before, bro. Cause I was just broke down. You feel me? Yeah. And that's how all the fucking shit that was going on. This shit just kept popping up and popping up. Once I processed this shit, something else popped up. You feel me?
And like it was putting out little fires all over the place.
You feel me? Yeah. And I was just motherfucking wrecked, bro. I was a mess in there. I ended up staying for like 2 months. I was only gonna stay for 30 days. But after that 30 days was up, I started doing the math to this shit, right? I'm like, hold up. 30 days to 10 years of using cocaine. I said, hell no, this ain't enough. Because when I went to rehab, I was ready, bro. Didn't nobody have to make me go to rehab. I didn't get in trouble out of the police. I was just tired. You feel me? And when I figured out about this shit, I'm like, I'm going to motherfucking rehab. So I went, and like I said, I put myself through that shit. And after I did that math, I was like, nah, I need way more than 30 days. If I'm going to stay this motherfucker as long as I can, you feel me? So I ended up staying 2 months, you feel me? And when I got out of there, my mind was so fucking clear, bro. Like, you feel me? Like, I stayed in Santa Cruz after that for like 2-3 months in the rehab, you feel me? And yeah, man, it's just, it's a tough ass story, man. It's a tough ass, like, you know what I mean? Like, this shit is not, if you don't fucking like stay on point with your shit, bro. Like trying to stay sober and doing things to stay sober. Like when I went back to Fresno, the first person I seen was motherfucking Ronnie in the meeting, bro. Yeah. And I didn't even remember Ronnie, right? I go to that meeting out there in Sierra. I seen Ronnie. He was like, hey, your name Javance, right? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, who the fuck is this motherfucker? You feel me? So he was like, you don't remember me and Scotty? Whoop. I'm like, okay. His face looked familiar, but I still couldn't put it to him. You feel me? So Scotty ended up coming up there, right? Mm-hmm. And Scotty was like, you know how Scotty is. The first thing Scotty said, he said, hey, man, what's up, man? Whoop. Oh, stay with us. Hey, do whatever we do, you do, right? So I'm like, all right, bro. he took me in, right? They all took me in, bro. So I was out there doing a lot of stuff with them, man. And then, you know, after a certain time, I started feeling like, fuck, dude. Like I got my homies. Like I couldn't even go kick with my homies because I was scared that I was gonna be using. You know what I mean? So, but at the same time, knowing all these dudes all these years, like I'm not just gonna cut my homies off. So I started going back fucking with the homies. A week after that. 2 weeks, I was still cool. I was still sober while I'm fucking with my homies because I felt normal again when I was with them. When I was with Scotty and them, you know, we going out to Huntington Lake, we going to the mountains, we doing all type of shit. So I didn't really, it was just like hella new shit that I never done before, right? And then I just started feeling that yearning to like be with my boys, you feel me? So I started going back, you know what I mean, doing that shit. And then eventually, you know, I drank that motherfucking first beer. And it was only cracking off to the motherfucking races. Mm-hmm. At the end of the night, I had a motherfucking quarter in my pocket. You feel me? Quarter of cocaine. And I'm just throwing my life away once again. Boom. Fast forward. Same ass shit. End up going back to rehab. You feel me? A whole bunch of shit was going on. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. Like, it's so much shit, bro. Like, man, bro.
What would you say for your for that time after you had that clarity for the first time, you start going and doing like sober shit, and then because like I mean you didn't know no better, like you were literally like you didn't understand the fact that like you can't quite like just jump right back into the old lifestyle. You know, it seems like, you know, but like what was like some big lessons that you had to learn along the way after you had that first relapse, after you went to the camp for the first time, to like getting sober like now? Like what were some of the big life lessons along that way? Because you said you went 4 times, right?
I went 3 times to the camp, and then one of the fucking bullshit ass place.
Oh, we won't shot that.
It's all good, but man,
it's
bro,
all good.
Life lessons, man. Let me think, man. Just knowing, dude, like the best time I had in my life, man, was when I was sober. After I got sober the first time, I felt like a kid again. You feel me? I felt so clear minded that that was something I wanted to keep. And the moment I lost it, I felt so fucking shitty, bro. Like, you feel me? I felt like my life was over again. You feel me? I started having these demons coming back, and it wasn't no life lesson, bro, that could make me go back to like to being sober again. Because it's like once you start, you know how it is, bro.
Yeah.
It's like when I start, I'm activated. Bro. Can't nothing stop me. My family can't stop me. They can't. My wife couldn't stop me. Nobody can stop me. But this is because the motherfucking addiction. This is what I want y'all to understand. This addiction shit is not as normalized as I don't even know how it's normalized in y'all world, but in my world, man, it's normalized as the shit is not normal. If I'm an addict, you feel me? Once I take that first hit, I'm off to the races, and I won't stop. You feel me? So not being able to stop, and then you got all your family and shit looking at you like, why you don't just stop? Or your friends telling you like, man, that shit ain't nothing, bro. Quit doing that shit. It ain't that motherfucking easy.
Right.
Don't nobody understand. This shit is not that easy, man. Like, this shit hurt.
There's like a built-in response in our brains, like as addicts, that's different than normal people.
Yeah.
Along with like the idea of like, because I don't know about you, but for me, like when I like think about like getting high once or getting drunk once, in like now that I've been sober for a minute, it doesn't sound enjoyable. And here's why: is because I think it's fucking whack if like I'm gonna go out to just like get drunk or get high one time. I think that's whack. I like it because it's torturous. Because then like, or even like twice a week. Let's say you get high twice a week, right? You know, okay, I'm just gonna like I'm just gonna shoot a little bit of dope on Monday and Friday. Dude, it would be so much more like it'd be excruciatingly painful to have to sit through Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I literally know how my mind is. I'm like, that would suck. Like that would just be like worse than hell. Like if you know, I'd rather go to hell. So, but like that's the thing that like people I don't think really fully understand now. To all of our normie listeners, right? Normies or someone who may have someone struggling, you know, with the addiction problem in their life. Like this is huge. Like you touched on this topic. This is huge. Like you cannot like fully understand what the addict and alcoholic's going through. Right. Because it's a mind trip. Because everyone sees like just stop. You know what I mean? Like all you have to do is just like put it down.
That's. I mean, people can say that all they want, man. But like I said, I don't even let people tell me nothing no more, man, about my addiction or my recovery or nothing. Unless you've been through this shit, you can't tell me shit straight up. You know what I'm saying? Because you will never know, man. You'll never know how these demons will fuck with your head and your mind. You feel me? And like drugs are motherfucking bad. I don't give a fuck how you look at it, whatever. You feel me? You keep doing that shit, man. It's gonna shit just gonna keep fucking you up more and more. You know what I mean? If you doing drugs like me, man, you ain't gonna make it. You ain't gonna make it, man. And I just want to tell all y'all, man, like I love y'all, man, and y'all gotta really just like, I don't give a fuck. Like if you don't know nothing about a program, they got these things called meetings. You feel me? You go to them, and you go to all that shit, man, and just find one on the internet. They take you right there to, you know what I mean, to the nearest one to you. They got them all day and every day. You feel me?
There's apps now too.
Yeah,
you can like look up on your phone.
Yeah, man. Like do that, man, or like, you know, check yourself into your hospital or whatever, your insurance, and talk to them about you need to get some help, man, because this shit is really killing us. You know, it's 23.6 American addicts in recovery, man. You feel me?
Wow.
26.3 addicts American addicts in recovery, man. You feel me? I read we watched a movie in rehab. I actually wrote a poem about this shit. I can't find it right now, but I wrote a poem about this shit, man, and it's like this shit is real. You feel me? Like people out here really dying left and right. You feel me? And we got these kids out here nowadays, man. They actually think this shit is cool. And you got the older dudes, they ain't even telling the kids about these drugs because it's like shit, they don't even give a fuck. You feel me? Like ain't no real OGs left. You feel me? All these kids is out here by themselves and they killing it. Man, when I was 18 years old, man, I wasn't thinking about doing no motherfucking Xanax or no motherfucking heroin.
Yeah.
Bro, I went to rehab, bro, and these little ass kids, bro, 18, 19 years old, coming in there, oh yeah, I'm on Xannies, or I'm on motherfucker, I'm in shooting up for, like, bro, they starting off young with this shit. They ain't even smoking weed no more. They going straight to motherfucking like, the big shit.
Yeah.
They ain't even snorting cocaine, bro. They going to Xannies, heroin, fentanyl, bro. Like it's the motherfucking epidemic, man. Wherever you at, man, that's what these kids is out here doing, man. And if I could just like, man.
Well, even now in you know, when I was out homeless in San Jose, over at the when I take the BART state or the Caltrain up to SF to pick up, there would be kids there picking up from the Hondurans out there that were like 14 and 15 years old shooting dope. Yeah, literally, they were like they bailed on foster care. They bailed on whatever the fuck they were at, and they would just want to live on the streets and get high. Man, like their parents get them hooked up like with dope young. Their friends get them, their older brothers. Like it's ridiculous. Yeah. Like when I was picking up one time, there was this little kid, dude, and I thought he was someone's kid. No, dude was 14 years old. I'm like, what are you here for? Like, why the fuck are you here, dude? Like, you know, we're waiting for homeboy to go up to his apartment and come back down and meet us. Yeah. And never seen a kid before in my life. I'm like, how old are you? He's like, oh, I'm 14. Dude bought a bigger sack of dope than I was. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I was like, how are you getting $100? Like, you're 14 years old, you know?
Yeah. I mean, bro, if they addicts, bro, you know how you know how our mind works. We gonna go get what we need. Hustle. They gonna hustle. They gonna bust their ass. I don't give a fuck what they do. They gonna go do something to get that money. You feel me? You know, as addicts, we got mad game, bro. We are talking motherfucking fish out the water. You feel me? Straight up. You know what I'm saying? But that's just what we do. You feel me? We gotta supply our motherfucking addictions. We gotta supply our habits. And we are just damn near do just about anything to do it, man. You know what I mean? And it's sad, but that's just the way an addict mind works. You feel me? Like we can't fucking manage our own lives unless we high. You feel me? You would think it'd be the other way. We would manage our lives if we wasn't high, but no, we can't manage our lives unless we high. You feel me? We can't
manage it with or without. You know, we have to have someone else teach us. I think that too. The problem with like a lot of like younger kids or kids, I should say kids my age or even a little younger, is that sobriety isn't looked at to be like the thing, like the move. No, it's not like you know you. Like, because let's just be real here. Like, you know, people are going to look up to the people that the young kids are going to look up to the people that are either like cool. Yeah. They look cool. They act cool. Or they have things that are cool.
Exactly.
And that's just where we're at in society right now. You know what I mean? Someone with, you know, the most girls, the most money, the biggest house, the most cars. If they say that they, you know, sip lean on the daily, then the kid's gonna be like, you know, I want to do that.
Straight up. I want to do that. And I know we talking about kids because it's like this is to me this is where it start to help them. You feel me? Like I don't have no problem with like putting my life on the line to help no adult too though. You feel me? Because I don't want nobody to be suffering this disease that that I got. You feel me? Like I'm gonna always be an addict. You feel me? Even though I'm sober right now, I'm gonna always be an addict. You feel me? Like my beast that I have inside of me is just like in remission right now. You know what I mean? And I hope motherfucking it don't come out of remission. You feel me? And I'm gonna have to like do my medicine. Take my medicine, which is like what, going to fucking meetings, staying connected to motherfuckers like you, staying connected to people like, you know what I mean, in recovery, or doing sober things with sober people. Like last week we just went on a little fishing trip, like 15 sober dudes. You feel me? Shit like that on the ocean.
Yeah.
First time, and sober. Being sober, this shit, it could be fun. You feel it is fun. Like I'm having a motherfucking blast. You feel me?
That's
like,
right. And you're out in beautiful Santa Cruz.
You see where I live at, bro? 5 minutes from the beach,
right near the beach.
You know what I'm saying?
He gives me the Addy to go, to go beat up and do the podcast, and I look at it Google Maps. And I'm like, this is like right next. Like, okay, not like, oh, we're like a 5-minute drive from the beach. Like, nah, like. If you got an arm, you can throw a rock into the ocean from this dude's house. Like I was like, wow, this is amazing, And it's like, and you're sober doing it too,
bro. That's the ocean, man. I'm telling you, man. If any of the homies want to come out here, man, I'm telling you, if you want to quit motherfucking doing drugs, come out to Santa Cruz for like, I don't give a fuck. I ain't just talking to homies. I'm talking about everybody. If you want to get sober, come out to Santa Cruz, man. Stay a month. You know what I mean? It's expensive as shit, but you come out here, man, get your head wrapped around this ocean and just the people, man, like these hippies out here, you know what I'm saying?
Well,
like,
the recovery's crazy out here, too.
The recovery is off the hook.
Awesome.
You know what I'm saying?
It's awesome.
They got the dopest meetings out here, man. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, not to throw shade on any other fellowships or areas, but Santa Cruz has always been, we used to go out here with the young people's. When I got sober in San Jose, we'd come out here with the young people's fellowships and everything, and it's just... Yeah. It's crazy.
I got the dumbest meetings, man.
Yeah.
I remember when I first got sober, I went to what is it, like the Y-Par, some shit like that. The
Acupar?
Wait, the Acupar thing in Yuba, in Sacramento on American River.
Oh yeah.
Bro, that shit was dope. It was like a big ass sober rave party though. You feel me? Like, man, it's cracking. Like, I stayed out there only one night though, because it was hot as shit though. I got me a tent, laid my tent down. We went from Santa Cruz, we went like 10 deep though out there. You feel me? It was cracking, but it was like, we out there playing beer pong with motherfucking like rock stars and energy drinks and shit. You feel me? Like all night long, bro. Yeah. Like shit it was fun, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
The beautiful thing about those conventions too is the amount of people that are, young, sober, and getting this recovery. Because it's like, I don't know, dude. Like it's not. I feel like sometimes like when we're out here in like the day-to-day lives, like we get some sober time and then we start getting real jobs. Yeah. We start, getting like our lives start growing, and it seems like we become like alone in this shit. And it's easy for our addiction to like in our mind to make us think that we are alone. But then when you go to functions like that and you realize it's like, there's a lot of
you are not alone.
A lot of motherfuckers out there that are just like us.
Hell yeah. It's millions of us, bro. You feel me? We just got to get connected and, you know what I mean?
That's right.
Start doing shit like this, man. Just like thinking outside of the box, doing shit outside of the box. But the first thing you got to do is take that first leap of faith, man, and like tell somebody you need help. That's the first thing you could do. Just tell somebody you need help, even though it's going to be hard. Like, and go to somebody who means something to you. Tell them you need some help. You know what I mean? Like, hit your insurance up, man, and get in some type of program, man. All across the world, they got programs for this shit, man, because this shit ain't no joke, man.
Yeah.
It just ain't no joke.
If you are struggling too, we've never done this before, but like if you're struggling, you can obviously hit up the podcast on Sicker the Most, and Instagram, the Facebook group. Send us like a DM or something like that, dude. Like we're good in the recovery community, so we can get you plugged into who you need to talk to. If we can't help you, we can definitely find someone too. Straight up. You know what I mean? Because recovery is kind of like my life. Like I work in recovery. My podcast is recovery. All like 90% of my friends are in recovery. Yeah. And likewise.
Yeah. I hope I'm working in. I hope I get to the point to work in recovery. That's my passion. That's where I'm working towards getting to. You feel me? Like, just being in a like institution, you feel me, like I was in, man, like all I want to do nowadays is just get back, you feel me, like it's cool, like painting and writing poetry, you feel me, matter of fact, I got a poetry addiction book coming out, something it's like 100 pages, you feel me, it's all about like the light, the darkness and the light, the hope, you feel me. It's gonna be dope. It's supposed to hopefully it be out. It's gonna be called Cocaine Dreams, you feel me. I've been working on it since I got in rehab, and like when I went to rehab, I started painting, you feel me? And I ain't never painted a day in my life, man. But like I started painting, and then Drew Glover, he a city council member out here, he seen some of my work or whatever, and they asked me to be in an art show. You feel me? So I've been in art shows out here doing this open mic stuff. You feel me? We putting all type of events together, like going to Selma, Alabama, for this like Martin Luther King, his secondhand man. I can't remember exactly his name, but we going out there in like February and March. You feel me? For like 7 days to learn about nonviolence. You feel me? Protests and all this type of stuff. And like I'm planning on bringing that stuff back here to Santa Cruz. So I've been looking for like sponsors and stuff because the trip is like $2,100. You feel me? So hopefully I get some sponsors. You feel me, to help out with the trip, because it's not gonna do nothing except make my life better. And then whoever, like in Santa Cruz, Fresno, where I decide to go, you feel me, I'm planning on taking all that stuff back there. Like my work started in Sacramento, that's why I'm here right now, but don't get it twisted. Like Fresno, I'm coming home, you feel me, and I'm gonna help y'all out there, man. You feel me? I'm gonna get to the point of where like it is, it's I can't, if I don't help, you feel me, like I'm taking this shit straight to the kids. I'm taking this shit straight to the kids, straight to the people who is addicted. You feel me? And I want to take this shit to all the high schools. I want to fucking be there. You feel me? I want them to understand.
Do you have a name for this like movement yet? Are you working on it?
I want to call this shit Raw and Uncut Recovery. You know what I mean?
That's
raw and
a
uncut
dope
recovery,
name,
bro.
dude.
Like people
that.
like me, people like you who live that raw and uncut lifestyle, though. You feel me? Like I want to take that shit back. You feel me? And like bring these meetings into these schools. You feel me? And I don't, if I have to lay out like a, what they call assembly settings. You feel me? And like all the drugs, not the real drugs, but just like how movies do it with that shit called, bro.
The props.
Put some props down. You feel me? But I'm bringing, I want to bring a mom or dad that lost kids behind drugs. You feel me? Bringing a gang member. You feel me? That been addicted to drugs. You feel me? In and out of prison behind drugs. You feel me? I want to bring in real people though. You feel me? Like being straight from the gutter. You feel me? So these kids can understand. You feel me? And possibly bring some homeless people in there to see what the fuck this shit do to you. Because if people got this shit fucked up, they don't understand. You feel me? Like this shit is really killing people. You feel me? Yeah. And like out here, we've been helping the homeless. You feel me? In Santa Cruz, we just fed like 200, almost 300 people on the day before Thanksgiving with the church I go to out here. You feel me? Like just doing stuff like that to stay in gratitude, man. Staying in faith. You feel me? To just give back to a community. You feel me? And I want to go back to Fresno and do the same thing. You feel me? But this is where it started.
Yeah, Fresno needs it.
Oh, I know. They gonna get it though. You feel me? Like I'm coming strong. You feel me? Like I cut off everything and everybody I have to, you feel me? Like, and I don't give a fuck how nobody feel about this shit, you feel me? I love everybody, but right now, like my recovery mean everything to me, you feel me? Like I got a son now, that's my motivation, Sabali, you feel me? Like, man, he's 6 months, you feel me? Like, shit changed my life when I had my son. You feel me?
Well, kids put it in perspective to what life's really about.
Yeah. So I want, one day I want him to be able to look at his daddy and be like, that's my daddy. You feel me? Seeing me up on a motherfucking pedestal. You feel me? Seeing me up top. You feel me? Looking down, just speaking to a whole motherfucking nation. That's the type of shit I've been on. You feel me? So it's just like, man, I got something deep inside of me in my soul right now, man. I just want to get out and just help. Just help. You feel me? And that's why I do this shit like this. That's why I'm so involved at the Natural Resource Center for Nonviolence up here every fucking Wednesday and Thursday. You come out here and holler at me or whatever, man, because it's like if I get too fucking like comfortable in my own self, you feel me? That's when problems. That's when my
slip happens.
Yeah, that's when shit start coming up in my head and all that shit, though. You feel me? So
yeah. Now, so you kind of talked about what you're doing today in your sobriety. And you mentioned you had some poetry.
Yeah.
You got some paintings right down here.
Yeah.
Along with the whole wall over here. We're gonna shout that out in a minute.
Yeah.
Doing big things. Do you have any? You want to give us a little sneak peek of what's going to be in the book?
You want to hear something? What's going
for the
what you want to hear, bro?
You're hearing it first. I'm sicker than most.
Okay. Let me see. Man. What y'all want to hear? The Devil's Dead. This one. My purpose is to set you free, tormented in your sleep, paralyzed with your eyes wide open. You can't move. So you're afraid of going to sleep and not waking up. Sleep deprivation setting in. You can't breathe, so you drowning in the night. So weak you can't fight. This was the devil fucking with me in my sights. Aimed a gun at my temple but didn't pull it. I chose life over death in a moment of anger and pain. Fuck the blood spatter on my wife's picture frames. Her walking in from work and looking at my brains. Cocaine was driving me insane. I opened up the gates of hell as soon as I hit my bloodstream. So I screamed, God, where the fuck is you at? I'm under attack. Get the devil off my back. I promise this time I won't relapse. I promise I'll use my life story and impact. Counterattack the streets about these drugs. No time to relax. Paying attention to the devil's techniques so I don't get caught in the trap. I watch my own back. I'm setting up my own traps. on how not to take the cheese and get my neck snapped. I flipped the script. Now the devil's scared every time and you run quick. I'm protected with a godly presence. Hold up, I heard a snap. I think it was my trap. The devil took the cheese and his neck snapped. Now I'm back, no need to run. Imagine that. The devil's dead and now I'm having fun. Yeah, man, that's just a little something, man.
That's beautiful. Yeah. That's beautiful right there. And that was that one of the ones you wrote when you were still in treatment?
Nah, I wrote this one when I got out, bro. Like a lot of shit that I wrote in treatment ain't on. Well, it's on this computer, but it's like in my Google thing, bro. But I could read you something, man. Let me read you this one, bro. I'm gonna tell y'all how this cocaine messes with your head, right? Go ahead, man. I gotta find this shit real quick though. Damn, where I put it at? All right.
So and the book's coming out mid-January, you think?
Mid-January, like towards the end of January, hopefully, bro. You feel me? Like one thing that I noticed, right, is that when I figured out that I was writing a book, I'm like, okay, I'm writing a book, and I didn't even understand how long that this shit actually takes.
Right.
You feel me? I gotta do it.
Are you doing self-publishing?
Nah, Santa Cruz Book Club. I mean, bookstore is helping me get it published and all that shit. But it's like, I gotta do editing on this shit myself. Then I gotta pay somebody to edit the shit. You feel me? Then they gotta send it back. I gotta redo this shit, redo that, take some shit out, all this. So
yeah, man,
my shit was supposed to be done last month. You feel me? But it's like all this shit that I gotta do.
Little baby steps, you know what I'm saying, in the right direction. Just like recovery, man. It's just one little step at a time.
Yeah.
And so January, where is it going to be available at? Are you going to have?
I'm not even quite sure, but I'm hoping that it's going to be at the Santa Cruz bookstore. But I'm for sure just add me on my Instagram. You feel me? All that shit is going to be up real soon, though. You feel me? So y'all be able to see. I'm gonna keep y'all updated. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no Facebook yet, but that's just
make it happen.
We're gonna make it happen
after the show right now.
Yeah. So this is one of the ones I read at a poetry show the other day, man, and it basically depicts about how the cocaine was doing my head, like dealing with the devil and all this type of shit that I felt was inside of me. You feel me? So I'm gonna read this shit to y'all, man. It's kind of long. It's about like 2-3 minutes or something. But as I play the tape back, I don't like what I see, so I snap. I seen the trap. I seen the packs. I seen myself dying of an overdose, family wearing all black. Devilish way of thinking. I was lost in the fire, praying for a way out. Emotionless vibes, no known desires in my spirit. Killing myself, murder for hire. Pick up the gun and ready to take myself out. Shouting the same prayer for years, but I hear no voices shouting back. God, where you at? Come back. I thought God was racist since he left me in my addiction, hurting with no answer back. I started thinking this must be because I'm black. No lies, I went to hell and back. My body was bleeding from the inside. Nose out of commission, but I wanted more, so I kept sniffing. My mind was terrorized by the reaper. Brain paralyzed, I was living in fear. Can't move, everybody thought I was weird. Killing myself was the answer. The devil was my master. I was a slave to the cane. Eyes rained through the pain. Hell on earth left me drained in the rain. When you in pain, your eyes rain in the rain. I even called out to my ancestors, with still no answer back. My soul left my body a long time ago. Hopefully it will come back. The devil even hated me so much when I called out to him, he turned his back. Figure that. Please don't judge me. This is my dark. A real cocaine fiend. My world was torn apart. This was my hell. I was living in the dark, sparking up your mental so you'll be afraid of cocaine and suffering in the dark. Muzzle loader blowing my brains out on the porch. I was torched. The confusion. Police say I'm dead. He shot himself in the head. Now I'm in bed resting next to my brother. A cold dream. As it seemed so paranoid, I was the walking dead, thinking shadow people hunting me down, trying to shoot me in my head. Am I dead or alive, a walking ghost? The coke left me with no hope, too scared to shoot the bullet through my head. So I went and found me a rope. Now I'm choked, can't breathe with no hope. This is no joke. So low, I was dying slow, no one could save me. The coke had me believing everyone betrayed me. No one can change me, not even a baby. Life was in shambles, no life lessons could persuade me away from the yay. Devil's intentions can't break the curse, the cocaine was hurting me. The devil played me. Psychotic, ruthless decisions left me demonized and exonerated. No expectation, hallucinating times 100 left me frustrated. Cocaine diminished my mind and drove myself crazy. Who am I kidding? I'm the one who betrayed me. I was screaming to God, but he didn't come save me. I was barely living, the cocaine tremors I remember. A mixture of poison and venom that was implemented in my system. Sleeping was not an option and the devil was inside of me. Grinding my teeth on a daily, that was a demon coming out of me. The cocaine, it raised me. It broke me down and changed me. Yeah, it disgraced me and made me lazy. Missed out on life, family thought I was crazy. Now I'm living free from the demons that were inside of me. My struggles, still struggling, but maybe I'll change my ways. Maybe I'll start living and start praying for better days. Never forgetting about the past. It's time to move fast. Forget the cash I had. Forget the terror in my head and plotting on my death. Take the time out and figure out what's next. Never forget about the past. I press play and watch my life excel. My shadow will always be with me. I just got to keep him tame. Killing myself would have been easy. I would have died in vain. I'm done killing myself. No more cocaine.
You
feel me?
Wow. Dude, that was powerful right there, because it really does, in the essence, like, bring out, like, you feel the pain and you feel like the hurt.
Hell yeah.
You know, especially by you saying it. It's one thing to just, like, you know, read it.
Yeah.
But then when it's coming from the actual person who made it, you know, who wrote the poem, it just it hits differently.
Yeah, bro.
You know,
all this shit is
beautiful.
true, man. This shit is like no joke, bro. Like,
you can't make this shit up.
No,
you can't. You can't. No.
All this shit is true, man. It's true facts, bro. Like this shit, like it demonized me, man, so much in my heart, bro. Like I didn't know how to feel shit, bro, for years, man. And like I got my feelings, emotions, and compassion, all that shit, love, all that shit back, and I'm just doing whatever I can to keep it, bro. So as long as I stay active in the community, as long as I stay active trying to help people, you feel me? Scotty told me a long time. He said, I asked him, he was like, I asked him, like, bro, why you do what you do? Like, how's you doing? He said, bro, because you just got to keep helping people. Just keep helping people. Just keep helping people. And like, I learned from that shit, bro, because like I remember him telling me this shit, you feel me? And like, look where he at right now, you feel me? Like, that's my boy, bro. I love everything that Scotty fucking doing, bro. That shit is crazy, man. Like, from where we all came from, and then like to see him out there like that, bro. You know what I mean? Taking over fucking Fresno with this recovery shit, bro. Like, man, this shit that's a blessing, bro.
That's what happens.
You know what I mean?
You know?
Like, I want to be a part of that shit, bro. I want to be a part of, like, you know what I mean, taking over and helping people with in their addictions, bro. Like, that's where my heart is. That's where my passion is at. But I know at the same time I gotta help myself before I can help anybody. You feel me? So that's why I ain't taking my ass back to Fresno right now, because I ain't ready. You feel me? Like, I'm staying out here as long as I possibly can.
We don't have a beach right next to us. You know what I'm saying? In Fresno, the closest thing we have is a little lake out north, Millerton.
Man. I love them lakes though. You feel me?
No, they're cool. You know. So, is there something you want to say? Like, I know we've talked throughout this entire episode about, you know, reaching out to like the youngsters, you know, the younger generation. But like, is there something that you want to say to, like, as we wrap this episode up, to the people who are sober, who have some time, and who may be struggling? Because that's the reason why I say that, is because that is really like the most like underappreciated, you know, group of people who are suffering, is the people who have time. Yeah. And who are still suffering, because we're not perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all have our ups and downs. But is there a piece of advice you'd like to give to someone who has some time and who may still be suffering? You know what? I'm just gonna tell y'all from my experience, man. Like, I don't have a lot of time. You know what I mean? I ain't got no reason to lie about my shit. I got like a little bit over 5 months. Every day it's a fucking struggle, man. Like, every day, you feel me? Like, I feel blessed that I don't have to like think about using this stuff no more. Those thoughts don't really come through my head. But if you clean, man, and you struggling, man, like I just, all I can say, man, is just keep praying. You feel me? Like, stay in the fucking hurt. You feel me? Stay around people who doing good things. You feel me? Like, and take that shit one day at a time, because that's all that we got in the moment. You feel me? That's all we got, man. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and fucking go use. You feel me? And if you could just like start trying to find yourself, you feel me? Like, this dude in rehab told me this. He said, "Who are you?" He said, "Find yourself and you'll find your purpose." And when he told me that, he wrote a letter and gave it to him. I'm like, man, what the fuck this mean? So I posted that shit on my bed. You feel me? It said, "Who are you? Find yourself and you find your purpose." So I put that on my bed, and every morning that I woke up, I looked at it, and every night before I went to sleep, I looked at it. So therefore, when every night I'm looking at that, trying to figure out what the hell it mean, you feel me? I wanted to find myself, you feel me? So I started just going outside the box and just doing uncomfortable shit, you feel me? I started writing poetry, you feel me? It just started off as writing. My counselor told me to start writing. Then I started painting, you feel me? So it's like, it's helping me so much to pick up a pen and just write about shit. You feel me? Like, I never wrote shit in damn my life, and damn near 5 months, I almost got a book coming out. I've been at a fucking art show, probably about to be in another art show. I'm doing poetry, doing all type of shit. You feel me? Like, just doing uncomfortable shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and growing. Yeah, always growing. You know what I'm saying? Always growing. Find different things to do with yourself. You feel me? Like, you got to switch it up and start finding what you actually like in life. You feel me? I want to do. You feel me? Like,
if you sit in the house and you moping around and you just like, fuck, dude, like, I want to go get high, like, you know, that's just because you don't fucking got shit else to do with your life right now. Yeah. You feel me? Like, you got to get out and, like, try different things. You feel me? Like, I'm in Santa Cruz. I fucking go to the beach every day. You feel me? I mean, I be doing some weird ass shit out here. I ain't even gonna get into all the weird shit that be going on in my life, bro. But it's all cool though. You feel me? But it's like, as long as I keep on like going outside the box and trying to find things to do with my life, you feel me?
Finds what feeds your soul too.
Yeah,
like it's like, you know, like something that like you can be done with it and you're like, I did that.
Yeah, straight up. So who are you? Find yourself and you find your purpose. You feel me? I found myself, and right now I'm still finding my purpose. And right now at this moment, my purpose is to be sitting on this fucking podcast telling y'all about this addiction and recovery shit, man, because we dying out here in these streets, man, and it's sad, man, and we gotta like really like put everything into it to stay sober. And the ones who are sober and they trying to keep their sobriety, just like Scotty told me, we got to help the next addict. You feel me? Just like they tell you got to go help the next addict. You feel me? And as long as we keep doing that, like, if just one of y'all could just take my advice, well, suggestions, you feel me, of what I'm telling y'all, man, like, just work hard every day, man, for your recovery. You feel me? You need your medicine, man. You got to go out there and find it. My medicine right now is writing poetry and fucking like painting. You feel me? And it's keeping me sober, you feel me? It's keeping me out my head, you feel me? And then basically just staying around people who like on the same type of level with you feel me? If you hanging around people that ain't doing shit with their life, 9 times out of 10, you eventually ain't gonna be doing shit with your life. So you gotta stay around people, you feel me, like that's trying to actually do something and ain't on no bullshit, man. And it ain't fucking rocket science, man. Stay the fuck away from motherfuckers who using, you feel me? I don't give a fuck if they your family or your friends, like stay the fuck away from them. And you know, shit. Do what you got to do, man.
That's right.
Straight up.
That's right. Well, thank you, man.
Yeah, it's all good.
You know, thank you again to all of our listeners.
Yeah.
Right. This is the first ever video podcast of Sicker
First
Than Most.
ever, man.
That's right. We're making history happen right now.
Yeah.
You know, follow us on Instagram, Sicker Than Most Podcast. Follow us on Facebook, the Sicker Than Most group. It's public. Join that shit. You know, if you have a story that you want to be heard on the podcast, shoot us a DM. We'd love to have you on the show. If you know of people that would love to be on the show, let us know too. We'd love to get in touch with them. This episode right here, this happened because one of my friends told me, hey, I got this buddy out in Santa Cruz. And, you know, look what happened. Now we're out in Santa Cruz, right? You know, I don't mind a little drive to make something like this happen. So, you know, thank you again for watching and listening.
Let me send them off with this last poem, bro.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Check it out, man. This one calls The Game's Over. It's short. Progression is my weapon, so the pain in my heart is no more. Paying attention to my thoughts, so I can hear my heart roar. Not sore, no more. Not reckless, so I can show more affection. I use my heart with precision, so I'm making all the right decisions. These are reflections. My thoughts are consistent. As I breathe freely, I look into my future. Going back to my past, nope, I can't do that. Too much destruction. When I think about it, I can't function. My brain was a volcano erupting. The lava oozing through my bloodstream, ruptured thoughts. Brain in a box, can't think, can't sleep, dead man walking. But that's the past, it didn't last. I'm still alive, no disguise. As I arise. No lies, patience by my side, ruthless and wise. I'm sober, no joke, the game's over. As I look over, the devil left my shoulder. The angel whispered in my ear, it's okay, now your hurt is over. Now use your struggles as your power and remain sober. Feel me.
Dude, that's awesome. That's like the perfect one to end the episode
Straight
off
up,
with.
man.
Beautiful. Thank you, man. You know, as our listeners know, I like to end every episode with this last quote right here. You know, no matter what you've done, no matter where you've been, you are lovable and you are forgivable. So keep that in mind. Keep your head up and keep it moving. Peace.